In consumer news, Taiwan striking a new trade deal with the U.S. to cut tariffs. The agreement lowers the tariff rate on exports to a minimum of 15%. That's down from 20%. In exchange, Taiwanese companies will invest $250 billion to build and expand chip, energy, and AI operations in America. Verizon offered a $20 credit to customers who experienced hours-long outages on Wednesday. Customers say the credit isn't enough after their phones were stuck in SOS mode and useless for hours, with some reports indicating people couldn't reach 911. Verizon disagrees and stands by that the refund, quote, covers multiple days of service. Spring and Mulberry expanding its voluntary recall of chocolate bars. The reason, possible salmonella contamination. The recall now consists of additional flavors. They include Earl Grey, lavender rose, mango chili, and more. The chocolate bars were sold online and at retailers. Whole milk will be returning to some school cafeterias for the first time in years. Brianna Weaver reports from Marshfield, Wisconsin.
There's so much nutrition in the natural dairy products that we need to get back to this.
For the past 5 years, Marshfield's Weber's Farm Store has offered several milk options to students throughout central Wisconsin. Currently, they serve 1% white milk, 1% chocolate milk, and skim in pouches to over 50 schools in the area. Soon, they may be adding whole milk and 2% to their options as part of the Whole Milk for Healthy Kids Act that President Donald Trump recently signed into law.
The proteins are higher, it's going to be better for them. We're looking at this from everything that we could look at and see what we could do that is best for the kids. It was a healthy kids program, and they're not lying.
These healthy options are made in the back of the store and take just seconds.
Different fat levels are varied by the amount of fat we can take out with separation. So what we do is we run them through a mechanical separator. Fats are lighter, they come to the top. We take off a certain amount of what we're looking for.
For example, if they start with a butter fat test of 4%, all they need to do is take 50% of that fat off. That's how you get the 2% you see in the stores. But before they start serving their 2% and whole milk options to the schools, Hyman says there are more logistics that need to be sorted out.
The USDA will go into a whole number of things where they're looking at it. They're going to be looking at, how is this going to adjust? Where does it get adjusted in the program? And then it all comes back to the school districts.
The legislation signed by President Trump rolls back USDA rules approved by the Obama administration that had required milk to be fat-free or low-fat. Well, that's a look at your consumer news. Now let's send it